is stress? You cannot manage anything unless you know what it is. Stress to me is anger, anxiety, or frustration. Well, anger is just plain daft. If you lose the plot, you've lost the game. And you need to control your own anger. And maybe you need to teach staff, encourage staff to not be angry. Not easy. But anger you have to control. Anxiety, come back to my dear old great-granddad, he used to say there's no point in worrying. It doesn't change anything. But what it does do is impair your ability to cope with the problem that would worry you if you let it. So anxiety, worry, you just have to learn to manage it. You have to learn to not be worried. And it's not difficult to not be worried. So those two are relatively easy. The third one is frustration. That is a nightmare. Because frustration, by definition, unless I decided I wanted to outrun Linford Christie or something, which we know I couldn't do, I'd be frustrated. So I'd be putting that on myself. But frustration is caused by third parties. It's caused as much by what third parties don't do as by what they do. You're doing something in life. Let's say we're making a website, and your website man is not delivering what he says he would when he would. That's frustrating. But there's no point in worrying about it, and there's no point in getting angry. You've actually got to find a way to get across to the guy that you need him to deliver this because it's affecting your earning ability. Maybe you pull the old soft string and say, look, it's also, my staff, if I can't get this running, I might have to get rid of a member of staff. I might have that. But frustration is a stress. There's a wonderful book called The Magic Power of Your Mind, which was written by Walter Germain in 1951, a New York police sergeant. And it's still ahead of its time. And it tells you how to relax. And there was an article in one of the papers recently, because my wife tends not to agree with me on this. And it pulled out so many points from this book, it was unbelievable, about how to relax. And it said, if you can't sleep, don't count sheep, concentrate on your big toes, relaxing them, and then work up through your body and so on, which is what this book says. And I can be in a deep sleep in 3 minutes, floating, semi-hypnotized. And I now don't have to think about my toes and relax them and think about my body, because it just happens, because I've been doing it for 45 years. If you relax, you will cope with what we call stress, because to come back to it, it's anger, anxiety, and frustration. If you're relaxed, you won't get angry. If you're relaxed, you won't get stressed. If you're relaxed, you'll manage frustration. And I was at a meeting in London, I forget what they were talking about now, but this sort of subject came up, and I said to the person who'd written the book, Dr. Cannon, what about just deep breathing? And I've been known to sit in a meeting and say, and literally put my hands on the table and breathe in quietly 3 or 4 times, and I calm, and do you know what? Everybody else around the table calms. Just needs the catalyst. So I probably don't have conventional views on stress, but I don't think it's the stuff that people make out. I can hear the wailing, oh, it's all right for you. I've been through situations that I'm not going to go into the detail, but believe me, were stressful. Stressful on a scale most people probably never experienced. Handled them, and like everything in life, because of evolution and experience, if I were to face them, well, I know things I face daily now that are stressful, don't bat an eyelid. 30 years ago, they'd have caused me a little bit of friction, but now I come through it.